Thank you so much. This is your first podcast ever, first anything ever.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh, how do you feel? Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous.
She's a little nervous. She was scared coming in, but she wanted to come on a podcast that was with a woman first. So I'm like so grateful it was me and that you chose to come on this one.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a lot to get into. Everyone has been searching for you. I feel like there's been millions of fake accounts that I fell for because I was trying to find you like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So they're everywhere. And then there was like an account of your merch, but it was like you signing hats. Is that your account?
Well, it's not really my account, but the guy that I let do hats for me, he was kind enough to ask if he could sell them like in my hometown. And so I was okay with it. Okay. He was kind enough to ask. And
what's going on? Welcome back to another breakdown episode. For those of you who don't know, I am your host, Dave, almost 10-year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from patents to trademarks to copyrights, trade secrets, you name it. If it's dealing with intellectual property, I am involved in some way. I have to be honest with you guys. I was on the fence, let's just say, about doing this video with the Hawk 2 lady and, just viral moment and, the trademark intellectual property involved with it. But it was an interview that came out that she did that we just took a snippet at that we will finish off. It was an interview that she did that I thought was interesting. And I thought that, hey, man, this is worth kind of talking about. And we'll look at the USPTO website. We'll look at this complex article that she did or that Complex had wrote that came out a couple of days ago. And we're going to do some learning lessons. But before we get back to the video, I want you guys to pay attention what she just said, because that's going to come up later down the line in terms of her giving her friend the rights to be able to kind of sell merchandise and things like that with the Hawk 2 on it. That's going to come up down the line. And from an IP attorney perspective, I'm going to let you guys know, is that something that you guys should do? I know you're being nice, and she's talking about he's kind, and he was so kind to be able to ask, and he's been splitting the profits. But could that affect who owns the trademark? So again, please keep that in mind. Also, we take a look at whether or not initially when this interview came out, it was said that, hey, she wasn't protecting her trademark. And again, we'll take a look at the USPTO website, because I've never seen this before in terms of the trademark activity that's going on around this Hawk 2, that phrase, if you will. And we're going to learn something. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm trying to provide you guys with not only information, but some type of entertainment as well. What they say, the edutainment is the big thing. That's intellectual property attorney. I'm trying to bring you guys the education with the entertainment. So let's get back to it. But again, please keep in mind what she said as far as her giving rights, if you will, or allowing her friend to be able to kind of sell merchandise with the Hawk 2 on it and, splitting the profits with her, because that will come up. And to be honest, did she even have rights to be able to do that? We'll talk about it all here in a second, but let's get back to the video, see what she says, and go from there. Let go.
He's just been great to me. He's absolutely great. I've known him for years, and he split all what he's made off of it with me, and he's just went out of his way to just be good to me. So he's been really good.
So that's a good guy, because I know there's a lot of people stealing your merch and making money off of you now.
But he's good as gold. I couldn't ask for better.
Amazing. But did you delete all of your social media?
Okay, so I deleted all my social media like 6 months ago due to like personal reasons. I never really got on it or anything like that.
Oh, okay. So it didn't have anything to do with this?
Oh, no. I was long gone before that.
Oh, so you were already gone from social media. Yeah. And everyone thought that you deleted your social media because you were like scared of all of this blowing up, but you were gone.
I've been gone from it.
So are you going to come back?
I think we're working on that right now.
Because you have a full management team. You have a manager now. You have a shooter. She comes in with like this big ass camera. Like she's the real deal. Already this happened like a week ago.
Yes, ma'am.
This is insane. Okay, so I want to.
And again, this is crazy. I saw this kind of popping up everywhere. And kind of kudos for her for trying to capitalize off of that moment. But who would have imagined that this video, I'm not going to play the original video. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it already. Go check out YouTube or other channels or a search. I'm pretty sure it would come up. But essentially, she was doing a video with a gentleman who's doing videos at the on the street, and she said, what she said as far as the Hawk 2 spit on that thing. And again, I'm not going to play that video. However, it's crazy how that video can kind of catapult your life and change your life in terms of the millions of views, the virality of it. And now you're essentially trying to build something around that viral moment. So that's crazy. But at the same time, it's like your life could change in an instant like that. So I did want to kind of point that out, but let's get back to what she say and go from there. Let's go.
I want to know everything about you, but I want to go back to the night of it all, the Hook Tuah video.
Looking for the most comprehensive wearable on the market, I can safely say that nothing compares to Whoop.
Where were you? What did it happen? Were you on Nashville? Like on
I
Broadway?
was in Nashville.
Okay, and you were just out drinking, having a good night.
From Tennessee,
yeah.
by the
Come
way.
out.
CMA Fest. Right after it, I done held a big ass snake, and then next thing I know, there's a microphone in my face, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna conversate with him."
But you looked like so natural. Like you weren't scared. You just went right up to it.
I could talk to a brick wall if you really let me.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's amazing. So you went up, and did you think anything was like going to come from it? Was there more of the interview?
Hey, I think he posted the full video on YouTube this past Sunday, but he only told us he was a YouTuber. He never said anything like about, Instagram, TikTok, nothing of the sort. So I was like, oh, well, I'm never going to see this again. Sure enough, I seen it again.
When did you see it again? Like, when did it blow up?
So that was Sunday. I seen it about the Tuesday. After that, I should have bricked. I seen it like 2 o'clock in the morning when I was getting up ready for work.
Oh my God, 2 a.m. getting up for work?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what were you doing for your job?
Well, I have to sit up and get ready for about 30 minutes, and then I'll just go on and go get me something to eat for breakfast, and then I'll go into work. But I worked in a spring factory. I'm not a school teacher.
That was my next question, because everyone said that you were a teacher and got fired from your job.
No, I'm not even old enough to be a teacher.
I was going to say, because you're 21, I'm like, this is...
Look it, I've definitely seen, obviously you got to be 21 years old to work at a bar. So if she's 21, she can work at a bar. I'm not sure about that comment, but also, I mean, I've seen school teachers 20, 21, 22. As long as you have that degree, or you can be a teaching assistant, but definitely I've seen school teachers that are 21. That's kind of pretty young, but I've definitely seen them that age. But let's get back to it. Let's go.
It's illegal. Who are you teaching?
Exactly.
So you weren't a teacher
or a bartender.
So
either one.
And also I've heard rumors that your dad is a preacher.
My father is so far from a preacher. It's crazy.
So everything has just been made up.
Oh yeah. Like none of it's true at all.
Okay, so this video goes viral. You see it, and when you first see it, is it like millions of views? Like, are you officially the Hook Tuah girl, or you see it and you're like, maybe this won't be so big?
Yeah.
It was massive.
It was massive.
Okay, what goes through your head when that happens?
I was like, oh, well, this is kind of funny. I was like, it's not going to get any bigger than this. And I go back like an hour later, and the views done went up by like 1 million. I was like, oh my God, there is no way that just happened. But sure enough, it did.
Yeah, and then it kept going and kept going, and then there was the search for you.
Yeah.
And what did you want to do when there was a search? Was there a part of you that was like, I don't want to be known as the Hook Tuah girl?
Yeah, there was a big part of it. And then they started spelling my name wrong and making like accounts of me, which they got pictures off all my friends' like social medias.
So man, that's enough of that interview. We're going to break down this complex article, and then I am going to show you the USPTO website. Again, word on the street is she filed for trademark protection for the term Hook Tuah. I've never seen this before as an IP attorney. So let's check out the complex article, and then we're going to get back to the go to the USPTO website, and then I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on it, because there's some learning lessons to this one, because I think she's, it'll be interesting on whether or not she gets the term Hook Tuah trademark for what she's trying to get a trademark for. But first, let's pull up this article here. Again, this is from Complex, or a reputable source. Haley, her name is Haley Hook Tuah Welch. That's crazy that her name, they're calling the article Haley. They're calling her Haley Hook Tuah Welch. Files trademarks for apparel and comedy. So it seems like she's filing some trademarks on this thing. This is the a picture from the article that we just read. Let's kind of quickly go through this article. It seems like Haley, the woman who went viral for her Hook Tuah comments in and on the street interview, is looking to pursue a career in comedy. That's interesting. As reported by TMZ, 21-year-old Welch is capitalizing on the success of hugely viral Hook Tuah spit on that thing clip by filing a trademark for apparel and entertainment services. And I think this is kind of worth noting really quickly. When you file a trademark, you have to designate what class you're going to go into. It's not like you're filing one trademark, you're covered everything under the sun. You have to let the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, know what classes you're going to be using this trademark in. So it seems like she filed in 2 classes, which we'll see here later. She filed number 1 for the clothing category, which is class 25. Then she filed also for the entertainment services, which is class 40. So again, keep that in mind. She filed trademark protection for the term Hook Tuah in 2 classes: clothing, which is class 25, as well as entertainment services. I guess that's where the whole comedy thing come into play, which is class 40. So let's get back to the trademark because all this is going to make sense in the end here. Let's see. Filing for trademark. She filed for the rights of Tuah with the purpose of selling her own merch, which is smart, and potentially pursuing a career in live comedy shows and comedy podcasts. She made the filing under her recently established company 16 Minutes. So again, keep that in mind. The company name that she filed for this trademark is 16 Minutes LLC, which is itself is a joke about the phrase 15 minutes of fame. And the clip, which has been shared relentlessly ever since it went viral last month. So apparently it's July, so this thing went viral back in June a few weeks ago. Welch was asked to name the one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time. So essentially that was a question that led to her saying Tuah spit on that thing, which is, what's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy? To which she responded, oh yeah, you got to give him that Tuah and spit on that thing. Shortly after the clip blew up, it was falsely reported that she signed a deal with UTA, United Talent Agency. Seems like that was a falsehood. In reality, she did sign a deal with the management firm, the Penthouse. So she's looking to capitalize off this thing, as she should. Sources close to the Penthouse have revealed that they've already been working on shutting down all the merch capitalizing on the very viral clip that she plans to drop her line of merch shortly. Let's keep that in mind because I'm going to tell you, once we look at the USPTO website and kind of the activity that's going on there, is she able to shut down these merch lines? Again, we're going to break it all down here in a second. Her first interview since gaining fame, Welch spoke with, I guess, Brianna. That was the host name for the Plan Bree Uncut podcast. That's the name of the podcast. Shout out to Plan Bree Uncut. He only told us he was a YouTuber, so that's what she was saying. That the guy who was interviewing him said that he was a YouTuber. Well, said of being approached for the video. He never said anything about IG, TikTok. Man, you have to notice if you're doing an interview these days, whether it's on the street, off the streets, it's going to be. You just have to almost understand that it's going to be plastered on all social media. So I was like, oh well, I'm never going to see this again. She appeared to be wrong. Okay, let's finish up these last two paragraphs here. She said that she saw the clip just days after it went online, and she as a brick when she saw it. As for what her parents think, seems like her parents are supportive, which is cool. They know how I am, though. Seems like she kind of can fly off the mouth based on what she said in the interview, as well as the Complex article, because you can never tell what comes out of my mouth. Okay, as I just said, these are her own words. I mean, it's a hit or miss what comes out of my mouth. I just talk out of my A. I'm not sure that's a good thing or not, but okay. The one time I say something like that, of course, that camera's in my face. She has since quit her job, so it seems like she's really taking this thing serious. She was working at a factory, quit her job, so she's committed to these opportunities, as she said. And it seems like Welch was brought on stage by Shaquille O'Neal for a census. Talk about a big promoter. Shaquille O'Neal says definitely knows something about getting a name out there. So now we're going to look at the USPTO because, again, as an intellectual property attorney doing this for almost 10 years, I've never seen this much activity based on this viral moment. And we'll tell you, I want you guys to let me know based on what I'm going to explain of the USPTO trademark laws on whether or not you think that she's going to be able to get a trademark. So let's go. Let's share my screen here. There we go. Is this it? I don't, is this it? That's not the right one. Let's see, man. Let's see. This is interesting stuff, man. What is going on, man? Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. You guys see this thing? Let me open up my screen again. So we're going to type in, this is the test database. This is where all the pending trademarks, the registered trademarks, you can go look them up on the United States Patent and Trademark Database. I got to this by just type in TESS. That's the trademark database test, the test database. If you go to Google and type in TESS, it's going to bring up this. One of the first links is going to be this database, which you click on. And let's see here. I'm going to type in Tuah. We're going to see what comes up. I'm going to click off the dead marks. And again, this is interesting because I've never seen this. Let's see here. You can see all the trademarks that have been filed. Again, now mind you, the name of her company is 16 Minutes LLC. We have, and again, she filed for 2 classes. She filed for class 25, which is clothing, and class 40, which is entertainment services. And apparently, I'll give it away. She filed her trademark July, I think it was early July. It was early July. I don't know the exact date, but it was early July. So you see Hawk Tuah, all these, let me see if it doesn't, but if I clicked on this Hawk Tuah by Prasad, this was filed June 22nd. So again, it was before her July 1st. And again, another thing to keep in mind is first come, first serve. To the extent that you file your trademark first, you're going to be in line to get that term registered first with the USPTO, unless you can show that you've been using it already and you have common law rights to the term. Then you can almost kind of skip that person, even though he filed it, and get rights at least to the geographical location that you've been using the mark in. So again, this is important because she talked about her friend kind of using the mark for apparel and giving her half of the proceeds. So again, who do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Who do you think owns the mark at that case? Would it be the friend or would it be her? I would probably say it's an argument that her friend owns the mark. If her friend is selling the shirts, I'm assuming that he got a t-shirt company or whatever the case may be. He's selling apparel of Hawk Tuah, and he's just giving her the proceeds, half of the proceeds. I think it's a good argument that, hey, the friend owns the mark and she doesn't own the mark. That's why it's extremely important to know your rights, know who has ownership. Just because you did an interview and you said a phrase and that phrase went viral, that doesn't mean that you own a mark to it. She didn't sell any apparel. She didn't set up her entertainment services for the term Hawk Tuah. So she just had a viral moment. She doesn't own the term at that point in time. So the guy who actually starts selling apparel and clothing, he owns or he has common law rights for that term, at least in the area that he's been selling. So again, it seems like she's from Tennessee. So if her friend has been selling this thing in Tennessee, then the friend has, not her, not Haley, the friend has common law rights to the term Hawk Tuah for clothing in Tennessee. Haley doesn't have any rights to it. So hopefully you guys picking up what I'm putting down. So again, the friend has common law rights in the area that he's been using it, even though he didn't file it. But to the extent people start filing the mark, whoever is first in line has rights to that mark, or is first in line to get that phrase, in this case Hawk Tuah trademark, nationwide protection. Now they can't stop the friend from continue selling the clothing in the area that he was already selling it. So in this case, Tennessee, I would imagine. However, for nationwide rights, the person who is first in line and gets first awarded the mark for the particular class that they're looking to get rights to the name in, they essentially they have rights. So let's get this straight. Haley has no rights at this point. She didn't use it for clothing. Her friend used it and is sharing the proceeds with her. Again, shout out to the good guys, but he owns the mark for clothing, at least has common law rights in that geographical area. Let's say Tennessee. Haley has no rights to the term Hawk Tuah for clothing because she hasn't used it at this point. Now I'm assuming that she filed an intent to use application for clothing as well as entertainment services. However, she has no rights at this point because she hasn't used the mark. So let's continue to look at this thing because it's going to start heating up. Like I said, Haley filed for trademark protection in class 40, which is entertainment, as well as class 25, which is clothing. And she filed for that back in July. So even though Hawk Tuah, this Prasad, he filed in class 16, which it seems like his sticker markers. So it seems like Haley so far is good because class 16 is not class 25 or 40. So she's good, even though she filed the trademark in July. You guys didn't see, but I clicked on this Prasad. He filed his back in June, or she filed hers back, Mervin. So I'm assuming this is a guy. He filed his back in June. But again, this still doesn't prevent Haley because Haley filed in class 25. However, Richard O'Reilly filed Hawk Tuah Nation in this class 25, and he filed his back July 2nd. So it seems like maybe it's around the same time. So this, depending on this was filed July 2nd. So let's keep that in mind. You can tell how crazy this is. I've never seen this where if you actually click these Hawk Tuah, all these were filed around the same time, late June, early July. I've never seen anything like this. Based on that viral moment, which I'm assuming it was like mid-June, I've never seen the floodgates to the USPTO for hot Tuah. You have beverages, which again, class 32, that doesn't necessarily prevent Haley. Hot Tuah oral care, class 3, that doesn't necessarily prevent Haley. It seemed like this Richard O'Reilly was really trying to take advantage of it. The class 25 at this point kind of presents some issues, so kind of keep that in mind. And then we have, again, personal sexual lubricants, that's class 5. That doesn't affect Haley. Okay, we have the shirts again. So this one, this was June 19th. So this is actually, I can tell you this is gonna this person, this Show Me Outfitters LLC in Missouri, this hawk Tuah that I have highlighted, and it's class 25, which is shirts. So that's going to prevent Haley, because this one, hawk Tuah, this trademark application was filed June 19th. Haley's was filed early July. So this will prevent Haley from getting it again. Now, as far as the common law rights that her friend has, this will the friend still has rights to sell this merchandise in, say, Tennessee, wherever he started selling it. But if he tried to expand this thing to Michigan or Florida or Texas, he can't do that, because this hawk Tuah, Show Me Outfitters, is first in line because they filed their application June 19th. So again, if you keep going down, there's another Texas, this is a Texas company. However, it's class 25, but they filed theirs late June. Again, late June, where Show Me Outfitters was June 19th, and this was like June 28th. Again, we have another clothing, 25th, class 25. They filed theirs early July. So it seems like at this point, but just take a look at it, man. All these different people filing hawk Tuah. I've never seen anything like this. Hawk Tuah 24, hawk Tuah T. I've never seen a viral moment cause so many application filings over a name, which is crazy to me. But if we go to, let's see if we can go to 16 minutes. Owner. So you see her 16 Minutes LLC. This is Haley. It's class 25, but okay, I said 40. It's class 41 with entertainment. And if you click on it, she filed her trademark application July 2nd. So what does this all mean? She filed for 2 classes, class 25 and class 41, which is entertainment. She's likely not going to get her trademark hawk Tuah for class 25, which is clothing apparel, because she filed it after the earliest filing trademark application, which was to the Missouri company, and that was in June 19th. So she's probably not going to be able to get a trademark for the term hawk Tuah for clothing. However, it seems like it's clear where it isn't any hawk Tuahs for entertainment. Class 41 is no hawk Tuahs applications that we saw that was filed for the entertainment services, which is class 41. So she's probably going to be able to get the term hawk Tuah trademark for entertainment services, which is class 41, but not for clothing, class 25, because it's a ton of other trademark applications that was filed before hers. And again, to the extent that her friend actually has common law rights over her, because he started using a mark for clothing. He started using a mark, not her. He started, even though he was sharing proceeds with her, she wasn't using the mark. He was. So he will have common law rights to the term hawk Tuah for clothing, at least in the areas that he was filing it for, but he won't be able to expand because he didn't file the trademark application for the term hawk Tuah. So, kind of keep that in mind. So she will probably get some trademark rights for the term hawk Tuah for entertainment, not for clothing. What does this all mean, Dave? Make sure you file the trademark application as soon as possible when you think that, it's something that you want to trademark. Because the way the USPTO does it is whoever's first in line. Yes, you can get trademark rights, common law rights, if you're using it, but those common law rights only extend to the areas that you're already using it, that you can show proof that you're already using it. So if you want selling T-shirts, in this case, that had hawk Tuah, hats, whatever clothing apparel, if you weren't showing that, if you can't show that you were selling those clothing items with the term hawk Tuah on it, in different states. So in this case, I'm assuming that he can show proof of sales in Tennessee. But if he can't show in other states, then he's not going to be able to get those common law rights don't extend to those other states. And therefore, he only has common law rights for the term hawk Tuah in this case, Tennessee, but he doesn't have it in anywhere else. That Missouri company that filed it June 19th, it seems like right when the video dropped, they will have trademark rights to the term and these essentially nationwide protection. So at least for clothing, she will. Now, Haley will be able to get it for entertainment, but not for clothing. So again, word to the wise, make sure you get that trademark application on file sooner rather than later. And let me know if you think she missed an opportunity. I would imagine that the guy's making a ton of money, and this probably will be around for some time. I thought it was a viral moment. It was crazy that this thing ended up being millions of dollars, millions of views on social media. She literally quit her job to kind of go into this whole kind of performance thing of full throttle, which is a good thing. It, you know, definitely can be life-changing, but she's not going to be able to get the term trademark in clothing because she wasn't the first to file it. However, she would be able to get it for entertainment services. Now it's going to be crazy because you had it look at in different adult toys, you had it in oral care, you had it in lubricants, clothing, entertainment. It's going to be a lot of hawk tools around for a lot of these different classes, which is okay because they're different classes. And to the extent that now I know it was a ton of hawk tour for the clothing, and the first one in line for clothing is going to be the one that gets it. Everybody else, unfortunately, too little, too late. Hopefully that be again another learning lesson to you guys. To the extent that you want to file a trademark, be the first in line to the USPTO to get that on file. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it provided some value to you guys. And until next time, I am Dave and I am out. Peace.